Just setting the Zoom to record as well. So we've got Instagram and Zoom going, and we have got a dumbbell workout or kettlebell workout for you this morning. Okay, you can use either. There's no swings involved today. What we're going to do today is all based on time and attention. All right, so if you've got a couple of different weights available for the upper and lower body portions, that's fine. You can manipulate that. I'm going to be working with one dumbbell throughout, so some of the lower body stuff might be slightly easier than how the upper body is going to feel, but that's completely okay. That's why we've got more lower body than we have upper body in this session today. Okay, we're only actually doing 3 exercises, but we're doing a double leg exercise, a single leg exercise, and a single arm exercise as well. So it'll actually end up being 5 because we're going to do sets on each side, right? Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, warm-up time. We're going to start by opening up the hips and the lower body. So what we're going to do to start, I'm just going to clear my workout space. Okie dokie. So we're going to start with a reverse lunge to a reach overhead. Okay, so I'm going to step back, drop my back knee to the floor, and a big reach up overhead, and then push back to standing. So from side on, you'll see I step back, drop my knee to the floor with a big reach overhead, and come back up. Get 5 of those for me, guys, okay? Spend a little second on the floor where I'm reaching tall, not reaching back. Once you've done 5 on one side, we're going to switch sides and do 5 on the other. So those lunges, I'm making sure that I'm staying with my hips in a good solid position when I'm reaching into that overhead position. Step back, reach tall, get the hands away from the hips, get 5 on each side. So what we're getting here is we're getting some lengthening of the back hip, some activation through the front leg. And we're going to do something similar now, but we're going to step to the side, okay? We've got some lateral squats in the program today. So it's important that we activate those muscles and open the hips out in the way that we want to. So the lateral squat, we're going to step really wide. And what I want us to do is just slowly sit to one side in the squat and then push to the other, okay? And as we slide across, we're going to be getting a little bit deeper each time. So after 3 or 4 cycles to each side, we're sitting nice and low in that squat position. And then we're going to get 3 pushes side to side. Once you're in the bottom of that squat, 3 pushes side to side, really opening out the structures of the inside of the hip. And you notice that I'm staying the same height. Once I've done those reps, I can stand and narrow my stance. That stance will be as wide as is comfortable for you to sit. So when I'm at the bottom of that squat, my hip and knee are roughly same height, okay? Looking for a parallel squat there. And that's just going to open out all the structures of the inside of the hip. Excellent. Okay. Next, we're just going to get into the upper body a little bit whilst continuing to get a bit of hip opening. So drop down into a press up position. Okay, and we're just going to activate through the shoulder girdle with what we call a press up plus. So just hold that press up position, the very top of your press up, and then from that position, just push the floor away. Keep your arms straight and try and get the shoulder blades to spread as far out around the back as possible. And just get 8 to 10 repetitions there for me, okay? So my arms stay straight all the time. No other part of my body moves except for my shoulder blades. Pushing the floor away, getting my upper back to rise towards the ceiling. At no point do I bend the elbows. Good. When you're finished, we can drop to the knees. We're going to go back up into that position, that press up position, and then into a downward dog. So from that position, hips high to the ceiling,
slight bend in the knees, and you're actively pushing the floor away in the same manner now. We're doing it to get your hips to rise to the ceiling, and from that position, just press one heel down to the floor at a time. Your feet should be about hip width apart, and you should be looking through towards your hips, or at least at your knees. Beautiful. Roll back through that press position and drop down onto your hands and knees. Staying on your hands and knees. I want your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Take one hand, place it on the temple, and you're going to point that elbow through underneath the body, and then you're going to turn, and you're going to open your chest as far as you can to that open side and point your elbow to the ceiling. And get 5 reps for me here. Nice and slow and controlled, so I'm not just moving my arm, I'm turning my torso to point under the body and then opening up as far away from that stance arm as possible. Once you've done 5 on one side, we go 5 on the other. Fingertip the temple, turn the torso to face that supporting arm, and then turn it away. Good. Great stuff. Staying down on the floor, we're just going to finish with some groiners again to open up the hips and get some supporting activation for the arms, okay? So a groiner is up in the press position, and we're going to step one foot up towards the hand, step it back, and switch sides. Get 3 on each side. Stepping the foot as close to the hand as it'll go. Once you've done 3 on each side, go back to the original side, and you're going to try and jump the feet down, switch them. Okay, so from a head-on position here, I come from there to switch. So I've got to support with the arms more. I will 3 on each side. And then step back and down, and we come onto our feet. Great job. All right. So the movements we've got today. We're going to do a goblet squat. I'll show you that with a dumbbell and a kettlebell, okay? You're going to hold the kettlebell probably upside down with the handle pointing down. It's a great way to hold it, so you can see over the top. Dumbbell, you're going to hold it handle pointing down by one of the weights, by one of the bells, okay? In terms of how we squat today, your natural squat width is going to be somewhere around about the inside of the foot. It's going to line up with the outside of the shoulder. You're going to want to turn your toes out slightly for most people, okay? 11 and 1 is pretty normal. You might be slightly wider, don't worry if you are. Just wherever you point your toes, that's where your knees are going to go. So we're not forcing them outside the foot. Okay, wherever I point my toes, that's where my knees are going to go. And you're going to squat to a depth that's comfortable for you. So if you find that you're stiffening up and that's the bottom of your squat, that's fine. If you can come further down and deeper into that squat without any rounding or collapse of the body, then you can go a little bit further. Because we're working to a set kind of tempo today, if you are squatting further, it means you're going to have to move quicker to get to the bottom and come back to the top. Okay, because you're going to travel a longer distance. So if you're doing a shorter squat to run more about 90 degrees, you're just going to have to move that a little bit slower to stay in time, okay? There's 5 reps in a set. We are moving down for 3 seconds, pausing at the bottom for 3 seconds, and this is a really important bit. We're coming up over 3 seconds as well, okay? So don't rush to come up. We have a 1 second pause at the top, and then we go in for the 2nd rep, the 3rd rep, the 4th rep, and the 5th rep, okay? So it's 10 seconds to complete 1 rep. Okay, So grab your load. I'm going to start with the 24. And we're going to start on the minute because it's easier for me to count it. Okay, getting ready. Assume your squat position. We go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. Down, 2, 3. Pause, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Hold, down, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Pause. Number 3, 2, 1. Hold, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. 2 to go. Down, 2, 3. Pause at the bottom. 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Hold up back nice and flat. The last rep. Here we go. Down, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. And rest there. Good job. Awesome stuff. Good. So we're making sure, a couple of teaching points. All right, we've got about a minute rest. When we're going down, equal weight through the entire foot. Okay, so we don't want too much weight through the ball of the foot. We don't want to sit right back into the heels. I need to use my heel, the ball of my foot, and my little toe. So equal weight through that tripod of the foot. Okay, and then making sure that I'm not rounding and collapsing. So I'm keeping the posture between my shoulder and my hips exactly the same. Okay, good. We go in 30 seconds. So just remember to hit the bottom of the movement at the right time and the top of the movement at the right time. First set never feels too bad. Okay, 5 seconds. Assume your squat position. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Pause, down, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Good. Same again. 2, 3. Pause at the bottom, wherever your bottom is. 2, 3. And up. 2, 3. Number 4. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Up. 2, 3. Making sure you don't catch your elbows. Down. 2, 3. So you don't want to catch the elbows here. 2, 3. Up. 2, 3. And done. Great work. 2 sets down. Good, 1 more set to go. And the legs should be warming up nicely now. So remember, when you're pausing in the bottom, what we don't want to start with is a bounce to get you out to the bottom of the squat. And we don't want to go fast through the first half of the squat and then slow it down when it's more mechanically advantageous towards the top. Okay, so I want you to come out of the squat slow and keep the same speed until we reach the top. So we don't go fast then slow. Okay? So no bounce out the bottom of the squat, no use of momentum or that stored elastic energy that's in the muscle because you're on stretch. Slow control, purposeful stand up out the squat. Okay, you want to make it as much mechanical tension as we can through the muscle as possible. Okay, we've got less than 10 seconds before our last set starts. 3, 2, 1. Weight up and down. 2, 3. Pause. 2, 3. And up. 2, 3. Keeping weight even. Down. 2, 3 through each leg. 2, 3. Come on up. 2, 3. Keep the core nice and tight as well. 2, 3 so the rib cage doesn't flare. 2, 3. And up. 2, 3. Again, down. 2, 3. Pause. 2, 3. Up. 2, 3, one more time. Down, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, and we are done. Good job. Okay. Lower body exercise number 2 coming up. This is a single leg exercise. So we're going to get all 5 reps on one side and all 5 reps on the other. Okay. Couple of options here. If you've got a lighter dumbbell or kettlebell, you can use that. Okay, if you've only got one, obviously stick with that. If you're using a kettlebell, because we're doing a lateral squat next, if you hold it in the opposite arm to the lower leg, there's a chance it's going to touch the floor. So you might going to want to hold it up in the goblet position. If you want a bit more of a challenge, what you can do is you can bring it up and hold it in that front rack position on one side. But you can hold it in the goblet position like you just did for the squat. Okay, for the goblet squat. If you're working with a dumbbell, which I'm going to do for this set, when you're out in that squat position, whichever leg you're squatting onto, you can hold the dumbbell in that opposite hand, okay? And because the handle is in the middle of the weight rather than the weight sitting under it, like a kettlebell, chances are you're not going to touch the floor with it, okay? So you're going to go back to that wide stance, and we're going to squat down onto one leg, okay? So you'll either be here, there, or down here. The squat mechanics are very, very similar to our regular squat, except the body's moving to one side, okay? So here, you can see that if I put that leg into a squat, or I slide it back out, my squat position doesn't really change, okay? And we're going in 15 seconds. Okay, same tempo. 3 out, 3 hold, 3 up, 1 second pause at the top. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Down, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, push up, 2, 3, hold at the top, and then down, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, push up, 2, 3, squeeze the quad, away we go. Down, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, don't bounce, up we come, 2, 3, that's 3 down, 2 to go, down, 2, 3, hold, stay tight, 3, and then push up, 2, 3, 1 to go, down, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, push up, 2, 3, good job. Switch sides, we go in 5 seconds. Switch the weight, we're going on the other side. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Down, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, push up, 2, 3. Same again. Down, 2, 3. Even weight distribution through the foot. 2, 3, pushing up, 2, 3, hold, and away we go. Rep number 3. Down, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, pushing up, 2, 3. Rep number 4, down, 2, 3. As we push up, ready? I want you to use the inside of the foot to drive you back up. One more rep. Down, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, pushing up, 2, 3. Now we rest. I definitely felt a little bit different to the squat. Okay? So really importantly, because of the angle that we're pushing at, we want to drive off the inside of the leg to come back up to standing, okay? So when we're sitting down in that position, I might have a bit of rotation in my torso. That's fine, that's going to load the hip a bit better, okay? Obviously, if the weight's up in front of you, you can turn towards that knee slightly to help you drive out of that movement. But the same, the bottom of your squat is the bottom of your squat, okay? Don't feel you need to drop incredibly deep. We just need to control what's going on with our rib cage and our pelvis. So we don't want a big flare. We also don't want a lot of rounding and collapsing. Okay, we go in 15 seconds for set number 2. That's definitely light. My glutes have lightened up a little bit. So I'm into my wide stance. 3, 2, 1. Weight in the hand. And we go. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 3. And we push. 2, 3. Hold and then down. 2, 3. Pause. 2, 3. Push up under the same speed all the time. Good. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Pushing up. 2, 3. 2 to go. As I'm coming down, I don't want the weight to rock onto the outside of my foot. Hold. 2, 3. Come on up. 2, 3. Last one. As I'm moving away from that leg, it stays straight. 2, 3. Pushing up. 2, 3. And hold. Good. Stay in the same position. Change hands. We go in 5 seconds. Standing tall, I'm activating my legs. 3, 2, 1. Sit over. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push back to standing. Resist the temptation to move quickly. Hold. Down again. Down. 2, 3. Pause. 2, 3. Come on up. 2, 3. Hold at the top. Rep number 3. Down we go. Sitting over the leg. We don't want the knee out. 2, 3. Push up. 2, 3. 3 down. 2 to go. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push up off the inside of the foot. 2, 3. Good. Down. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 3. Pushing up. 2, 3. Whoo. Good stuff. Definitely warming up now. Good. So that knee and toe alignment is still really important, okay? So wherever I turn my toes to get into a good squat position here, that's where I want my knee to go. So I don't want to collapse into the inside of the foot so much that my knee and my toe point in opposite directions, okay? 45 seconds before we do our last set. I don't know about you, but my glutes are definitely warm. I'm feeling that around the outside of the hip. And just remember, if you are using a kettlebell and it's in that goblet position, you can turn the torso slightly, so pointing towards that knee to get the load into the hip. Okay, if you're using a slightly smaller kettlebell and you can keep it off the floor, you can bring it down into the same position as I've got it there. 10 seconds. So assume the position. Get your weight in your hand. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Don't bounce. Stand. 2, 3. Rep 2. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. And stand. 2, 3. You might notice now you're warm. Down. 2, 3. That you've got a bit more width in your stance. 2, 3. Pushing up. 2, 3. Good. Rep 4. Rep 4. Down. 2, 3. So you don't want to collapse. 2, 3. Stand. 2, 3. Last one. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. And stand. 2, 3. Beautiful stuff, guys. Well done. Okay, stay in position. Here we go. I'll show you this one standing side on a little bit. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Sit over. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. And stand. 2, 3. Hold for a second. Rep number 2. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Come on up. 2, 3. I rushed that one a little bit. And rep 4. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Come up slow. 2, 3. Good. One more time. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3, and push to stand, 2, 3. Nicely done. Whew. Good job. You might have some fatigue through your adductors. You might have it through your quads. You might have it through your glutes, okay? Combination of those three is definitely where you'll feel it. Good job. Nice. Good news. Legs are done. Legs are done. Okay, we're moving on to the upper body. Just one exercise today. And that's a seated press. Okay? Now you can do this sitting on the floor. You can do it raised on a chair or a bench. Okay? Doing it seated on the floor. We've got a few options. Okay? The straighter your legs are, the more load through the hamstrings, the more likely you're going to dump into your lower back. Okay? So what you can do is you can shorten your legs to allow your lower back to stay flat. If you've got a little yoga block or something you can sit on to raise the height of your hips, you can do that. It takes some tension off the hamstrings. Or you can just do it sat here. Okay? But then we're going to press. Good. Get into position then. Get your dumbbell or kettlebell up on the one side. And we go in 3, 2, 1. So we push, 1, 2, 3. We don't pause at the top only for that second. Then we come down, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Without it resting, 1, 2, 3. 1 second at the top, then down, 2, 3. This is where we pause, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Hold, down, 2, 3. 2 to go. Up, 2, 3. Hold, 2. Down, 2, 3. One more. Push it up. 2, 3. Hold, down, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3, and finish. Wow, this. If you've got a lighter weight at this point, you can use it. If not, it's a real challenge. We switch sides. We go in 3, 2, 1. Push it up. 2, 3. 1 second. Hold. Down. 2, 3. I'm holding there, not letting it rest. And we push again. 2, 3. Hold for a second. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Staying tight. 2, 3. Hold for 1. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold for a second. Down. 2, 3. One more time. Ready? Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. And finish. Whew. Wowza. Okay. So when we're pressing, a couple of key points. We're trying not to lean back on that press. We get a lot of abdominal load and load through our hip flexors. We want the hip flexors to stabilize the lower back along with the core, and then we press. Because the weight's in a single arm, you might get a bit of rotation or a slight lean to the side. That's okay. A little bit of body English is fine. You're not going to stay completely level. Okay? 40 seconds before set 2. If you're using the same kind of weight for the upper body as the lower body, this is going to be a real challenge for the next 2 sets. So remember, you can do this seated up on the sofa, or you can stay on the floor. Okay? Okay, we got 10 seconds. I'll show you the next set seated on the sofa. You can stay on the floor though, guys, okay, if you're doing it down there. 3, 2, 1. We're going to start with a 3-second hold on this set. Hold, 2, 3, push, 2, 3, hold for 1 second, down, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, push, 2, 3, hold for a second, down, 2, 3. Rep number 3, here we go. 3, and push, 2, 3, hold, 2, down, 2, 3. Rep 4, 3, 2, 1, and push, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, and down, 2, 3. Keep hold of your posture. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Down. 2, 3. And get ready to switch sides. We go again in 10 seconds. So remember, posture is critical here, guys, okay? I'm off the camera on Insta. So I'm going to come back into the room. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Weight up and hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold for that second. Come down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Resist the temptation to move quickly on the push. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold and down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold. Down. 2, 3. Last rep is coming up, making sure that we hold position. Go. 2, 3. Hold and down. 2, 3. And finish there. Good job. So remember, it's critical that we control what's going on with the pelvis. We control what's going on with the rib cage. One more set to go. Good. 45 seconds before we do our last set. Okay. Everything you've got in this last set, again, resisting the temptation to move quicker than the tempo, okay? 30 seconds. 20 seconds now. Okay, take a seat. Here it comes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Weight up, and we hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold for that second. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold for that second at the top, then we come down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold for that second. Down. 2, 3. Hold. 2. Last rep. Push. 2, 3. Hold. 3, 2, 1. And we're done. Yowza. Fatiguing now into that last set. Okay, so just making sure that our posture is good. Ready to start the last set? In 3, 2, 1. Bring the weight up. We hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold at the top for a second and come down. 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3. Push. 2, 3. Hold and then down. 2, 3. Good. Down. Hold and push. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top. Then 3, 2, 1. 2 to go, guys. Hold and push. 2, 3. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Making sure we don't bounce on this last rep. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. 1, 2, 3. Hold and 3, 2, 1. And done. Whew. Nicely done. And you can use the time and attention, guys, in various different ways. Okay, so every movement has got these 3 phases. Okay, we've got the lowering phase. You're always going to be a bit stronger through what we call the eccentric phase or the break-in phase of the movement. Okay, the isometric phase is the holding point. And you notice with, there's 2 of those points. There's the point at the top and the point at the bottom of the movement. The point at the top of the movement is always more mechanically advantageous because our joints are close to being locked down. Okay, so we're getting extra support and stability. The bottom of the press. The bottom of the squat is where the muscle is mechanically loaded at its greatest point, all right? And then you've got the concentric phase, or the positive phase of the movement, where we actually push and squeeze and contract the muscle, okay? Each of those elements have got a different physiological process, which means that we can get benefit from doing a longer lowering with a fast explosion to stand, okay? And we can add pauses in to take away that momentum and elastic energy that's building up in the muscle. So there's lots of ways that we can use light weights to get a strength, more of a mechanical strength benefit. And we can do that by controlling the lowering phase. And we can get more of a muscle building, metabolic kind of burning sensation from really slowing down how we contract, build more tension by moving slower as we stand the weight up, or we press the weight, or we pull the weight in to squeeze, okay? So you can use, if you've only got one dumbbell at home, we can do lots of different things. And if you want some help on that, or some ideas around playing around with tension and how much tension I should have, okay, we used a pretty standard 3-3-3 today, but you can go for much longer on the lower. You can take the pause out. You can have a really fast explosion to stand up. You can go even slower on the stand. Okay, there's lots of ways that we can manipulate that to make the most out of the one weight that you've got at home, if that's all you've got. Cool. A little bit of a cool down. We're just going to open out the hips a little tiny bit, and then we will be done for the day. Okay, so move your load out the way. And we're going to come down into a kneel-in position, but we're going to assume something very similar to our lateral squat. Okay, so that leg is at perpendicular to my other leg, and all I'm going to do from this position is rock my weight back towards my heels, and then drop my hips forward towards the floor. So from a side-on perspective, I'm here, I rock back, and then my hands are out in front to allow me to drop through towards the floor and open the hip there. Get a good hamstring stretch back here, and rock back there. Good. Get 10 on one side. And once you've finished, come back to your kneeling position, and then we take the leg up on the other side. Nice. So I'm almost in like what feels like a bit of a press-up position at that point. And you can hold end ranges for a second or two if you want to. I get a big hamstring and adductor stretch here, and I feel it much more in the hip joint as I come forward, because I'm hitting and stretching the capsule of the joint instead of muscular stretch. Nice, good. Staying down on all fours. We're going back to that first leg now, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide one leg out behind, and then I'm going to bring that foot up underneath my body towards that hand, and then I'm going to slide my weight back. So side on, I've straightened one leg out, I brought one foot up underneath my body, and I'm sliding my weight back, trying to get this hip down towards the floor. Okay. If I get to the floor, that's great. What I don't want to be doing is getting to the floor and opening up my hips. So I want to be keeping the thigh of the back leg pointing straight down towards the floor. I'm trying to load into the glute of the front leg, and I can think about sliding down towards the floor if I can get there. Now my right hip is quite tight, so it's not quite touching the floor yet. I can touch the floor, but notice that my body opens up into the room over here. I'm going to keep this back leg rolled over and pointing down towards the floor. Good. And then nice and slowly, we're going to come back up into the all-four position. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So now I'm going to take the leg that I just stretched, I'm going to straighten that out. I'm going to bring the other leg up underneath my body. And then I'm going to slide my hip down towards the floor. My left hip's much better. I'm able to keep my right leg pointing down towards the floor, and I can get it to the floor. So from that position, what I can do is I can come down, you can play around with it here. I can sit into that hip a little bit more. I can even play around with coming up into a more of an upright position to load that back hip. There's lots of things that I can do when I'm down there. Okay, so front on, you'll see that I've got my knee underneath my body, my foot's out to the side, and I'm not sitting and opening that hip up into the room. Good. Nice and slowly sit up, round into the room. And guys, that's Thursday morning done. Awesome job, well done.